anybody out there is interested in the weather in any way, shape or form, especially severe weather, you need the International Journal of Meteorology. Especially if you're interested in UK tornadoes and funnel clouds and other whirlwinds, and if you're into photography, if you're a scientist and you want to learn more about something for a study that you're perhaps doing, you need to read the journal. The journal started in 1974 when Professor Terence Meaden founded TORO, the Tornado and Storm Research Organisation. He realised there was no database in the UK for tornadoes, funnel clouds, other severe weather. And then he thought, we need to publish this somehow, we need to get this out to people and make people aware of this. So he made the Journal of Meteorology, and that's what it was called for a very long time, up until it became international, I think, in 2005. Terence edited the journal for 25 years, and then Robert Doe did it for, I think, 4 or 5 years, and then I took over. The readership is practically literally all over the world. I can't think of one continent that we don't dispatch to. You know, Asia, Africa, Europe, all over, New Zealand, everywhere, America, absolutely everywhere. It's quite astounding, really. And with us being online as well now, the actual readership itself, not just print, could be in the thousands. You just don't know, so it's really exciting. The journal focuses on anything, really, severe weather related. Photographs can be anything weather, like rainbows, beautiful sunsets. Obviously we have an immense number of wonderful lightning photographs. And article-wise, again, anything to do with severe weather, from academic papers that people will use for further research, to anything, to letters to the editor about a tornado someone might have seen 20 years ago. It really, really doesn't matter. We cater for anything. The production of the journal mainly really is done by myself, but we do have 3 editorial assistants, and one is also sub-editor. Then, of course, there's the editorial board, as I mentioned earlier, or international editorial board, I should say, and they help with, obviously, the review process, but that's really important. The satisfaction of editing the papers and making the authors happy and proud that they've got something in the journal that's on them, you know, the largest online library in the world now, thanks to Cloudware City, and our online version. And for them to be happy to see the final product, and then to hold it in your hand after the printer's given it you, and it's brilliant. I love it. How long it takes really depends on what kind of papers there are. If there are a lot of papers that have quite a lot of science in, that can take quite a while to edit and make correct and stuff before it goes in the journal. And also there's the peer review process as well, that obviously they go off to our editorial board on anonymous review, so they may have to resubmit papers and stuff before they actually are accepted. It's frustrating when authors don't read the guidelines first, and then they're constantly asking, when is it going to be published, and you've just got to say that, you know, it can take a while. We actually have a very, very quick turnaround in our journal, which is really great. Most journals can take 2 years or more to publish a paper, and we're quite quick. But if they adhere more to the in-house style and make sure that they send their graphics as we request them to be, it will be processed much quicker. Page setting, once all the papers are edited and ready to be page set and we've got all the photographs, page setting doesn't take that long, probably 6 to 8 hours, something like that. But then what takes the time is sending the proofs to the authors and having them read it and check whether there's things that are wrong. By the page setting time, they really can't make any major changes. That has to be done before it goes in. The whole process can take, I'd say, between 2 or 3, 4 weeks at max, but on a push about a week if we've got good papers that don't need much editing. We have a international editorial board, including some magnificent professors, namely Professor Gregory Forbes, who works on the Weather Channel in the United States, and other amazing people from all over the world. And when we get scientific papers in, obviously they need to be peer-reviewed by one of those professors. It's an anonymous process. I review the paper initially and then decide who it goes to, because each editorial board member has their own field of subjects. So I decide who that paper is best reviewed by, and then it gets reviewed by them. They send a document back stating whether it's rejected or accepted, and sometimes it's accepted on the terms that the author changes certain things in the document, and they then have to resubmit before we go any further. The peer review process does take quite a while to do, although again I'm so proud of all the people who were involved in producing the journal. I sent a paper off to one of our peer review members not so long ago, and it was back within a week. But sometimes it can take longer. Sometimes, obviously, some of them are out on field expeditions and we can't get hold of them, and obviously then I'll send it to somebody else. But yeah, it's something that's fantastic, that's quite quick, and that's good for the author and us. One of the best things about our journal is the fact that there is no other journal or magazine in the world that documents Britain and Ireland tornadoes. And also, second to that would be the fact that it caters for everybody. The photographer, anybody interested in weather. You don't have to be a scientist, and I think it's brilliant. The dispatch is quite complicated. We print several different types of renewals. Then there's the printing of the addresses onto the envelopes, which we do with the printer over here. And then we use a Royal Mail programme to print the stamps, which makes it much easier than sticking the stamps on. But we'd have done that in the past when we need to. And they go, all over the world and also the UK. With the dispatch process being quite complex, shall we say, we have some wonderful volunteers, including my family, and a lovely lady called Dorothy, who is just magnificent. She just can't wait to get involved and help with that, so she's amazing. When I took over the journal, the Birmingham tornado in the UK hit, and I thought an ideal time to relaunch the journal with a Birmingham special, and that was a complete and utter sellout. We have absolutely none left. Well, we have one, and that's for our benefit. We are trying to get that online for people to view as well. Other special issues we've done on the Greensburg tornado that happened in the United States. That was also a very well read edition. We've done a snow special last year, which coincided with also a photographic competition. We try and publish one special issue a year if we can, if there's been a really notable severe weather event. Our feedback to the journal is, on the whole, very good, and I'm very proud of that, and very proud of everybody that is involved in producing the journal. Especially for special issues, we've had some tremendous comments. Obviously not every person is happy, you can't please everybody, but I think the way that we now balance the journal between science and research documentation papers, I'm happy to say that really it caters for anybody interested in the weather, so that's good. And we get a lot of great feedback for photographs. We supplied photographs for a calendar that's going out for 2012. At the moment for the journal, we are looking for articles specific to severe weather site investigations that people have done. They are imperative for severe weather research and further study. So if anybody out there has done any severe weather site investigation, whether it's turned out to be a tornado or not, please come to us. If you're scared about writing it up, that's what our editorial assistants are there for, and myself. We will help you write it up. If you've done a report on the Toro Forum, it's practically ready anyway. But anywhere in the world, if you've done that in the US or anywhere, that is what we're looking for. Please do submit those to us. If anybody out there is interested in the weather in any way, shape or form, especially severe weather, you need the International Journal of Meteorology. It's essential.